You came back in a dream last night. No anger in your eyes. You stood there like the years between had quietly passed us by. You didn't ask me to return. You didn't speak of blame. You only held my hand once more and softly said my name. You came back in a dream to give me one goodbye, the one we never found the words or courage to provide. You didn't promise anything. You didn't ask me to believe. You only came to set me free and disappeared with sleep. I woke before the morning light, still feeling where you'd been. For once the memory felt warm, not heavy on my skin. I knew you had not truly come. Still something had been healed, a love that ended without peace had finally learned to leave. Maybe dreams can finish what waking hearts cannot. Maybe one imagined moment can loosen every knot. You came back in a dream and placed my heart at ease. You gave me no tomorrow, only one last memory. I woke with tears but not regret. No need to make you stay. You came back just to say goodbye and let me face the day. The dream was gone, but peace remained. We loved before we understood how fear could change a heart. You were trying to find your way, and I was scared to start. We gave each other something real, but neither knew how to stay. We held too tightly to our wounds and slowly pulled away. Right love, wrong time. Two hearts not ready to decide. What we felt was true, but truth alone could not make it survive. I don't blame you, I don't blame me. We were still learning who to be. Right love, wrong time. And sometimes love must leave. I used to wonder what we'd be if we had met years later, with softer pride and steadier hands. Would we have loved each other better? But I no longer chase that life or ask the past to change. What we shared was not a failure just because it could not remain. Some hearts meet too early before they know their own. Love can still be honest even when it cannot grow. Right love, wrong time. Still beautiful, though not designed to carry us forever, or keep our lives entwined. I don't need another promise, I don't need a future sign. You were the right love for my heart at the wrong time. I release the life we never had and keep the love we did. We both know what morning brings. No promise left to change our minds. Still your hand is holding mine, like love is asking one more time. I don't need another reason, I don't need another lie. Just let this final moment Be honest before goodbye. Hold me like you mean goodbye, like this is where our forever ends. Hold me with the love we had, not like strangers, not like friends. Don't make this moment cold. Don't let tenderness deny. If this is the last time you hold me, hold me like you mean goodbye. I can feel your heart still shaking, though your voice is calm and low. We have loved beyond our strength, and now we both must let it go. But leave me one true memory before you walk away. Maybe love is sometimes gentle, even when it has to end. Takes your words. I know we cannot turn back time. I know this love must close tonight. If this is the last time you hold me, hold me like you mean goodbye. Your arms fall away, and I finally understand. Some goodbyes still feel like love until the very end. We drew tomorrow in the air, with nothing but our hands and hope. You said forever like a prayer, and I believed each word you spoke. We didn't know how seasons turn, or how a dream can lose its way. We only knew how brightly love could fill our hearts in those days. We its name. I still treasure what we gave. We were young enough to believe, and brave enough to love that way. Life grew wider, we grew apart. No one lied and no one failed. We simply became different hearts, following dreams we could not share. I don't regret the world we made, even if it could not remain. Some loves become a softer light that warms us without asking to stay. Maybe innocence was grace, not something time should take away. You taught my heart to open wide, and I still thank you for those days. We were young enough to believe, and that belief still lives in me. Not as a promise left undone, but proof of who we used to be. Though forever did not stay, our love was real in every way. We were young enough to believe, and wise enough to bless it now. I don't need the past again. I only smile at who we were. Young enough to call it endless, true enough to be remembered. There was no final conversation, no sudden change inside the room. I only felt your memory lose the weight it used to hold. I thought letting go would break me, or make our love seem less than true. But that night I could remember without reaching back for you. That was the night I let you go, not from anger, not from pain. I kept the love we once had, and released the need to stay. I didn't erase your memory, I only gave my heart some room. That was the night I let you go, and found myself again. For years I carried every question, every word we left behind. Then the silence felt much softer, and no answer came to mind. first night I felt whole. Your memory stayed, but the waiting was gone. We never stopped believing, we just stopped wanting the same life. You were reaching for tomorrow, I was trying to survive tonight. There was no betrayal, no cruel word we couldn't mend. Only two hearts growing different, while still loving to the end. Love was never the problem. Love was always there. It held us through the distance, but it could not take us anywhere. We gave all that we could give, still our roads refused to meet. Love was never the problem. Sometimes love is not enough to keep. I used to search for someone to blame for why we fell apart, but no one failed the other. We simply changed inside our hearts. You needed room to follow the life that called your name, and I needed something different, though the feeling stayed the same. Some endings don't mean love was false, some goodbyes don't mean it died. Sometimes two people let go because staying asked too high a price. Love was never the problem. Love was honest, love was real. It could not make our futures fit, or change the way we needed to heal. I will never call it wasted. I will never call it weak. Love was never the problem. It just could not give us what we need. We did not leave because love disappeared. We left because love could not lead us there. The music starts, I close my eyes, and for a moment you are near. I turn the way I used to turn, as if your hands were still here. But every step is only mine. Every space belongs to dust. I'm not dancing with you now. I'm dancing with the shadow of us. Dancing with the shadow of us, holding what is no longer there, moving through the memory of the love we used to share. I know the night can't bring you back. I know the past is not enough. Still, for one more fading song, I dance with the shadow of us. The room remembers more than me. The rhythm knows where we once stood. I hear your laughter in the pause, and miss you more than I thought I would. But I can feel the ending now, softly waiting in the sound, somewhere in the final turn. I know I have to put it down. You were real, and so was I. We were beautiful in time, but love cannot live forever, only inside my mind. we would not have very long. I didn't ask where you had been. You didn't ask where I belonged. For one night we let the silence turn itself into a song. Stay until the last song. Stay until the lights grow low. We don't have to call it forever. We don't have to let it go. Hold me while the music plays. Let this moment be enough. Stay until the last song, and let tonight feel like love. There was truth in every movement, something neither heart could hide. But morning waited somewhere near, just beyond the other side. So don't give me a promise that tomorrow cannot keep. Let me have this quiet memory when the night falls out of reach. Maybe some love is only meant to live inside one song. Not every beautiful beginning has to last, to still belong. Stay until the last song. Stay until the room grows still. Let the way you hold me now be the only truth I feel. We don't need another lifetime. We don't need to name this love. Stay until the last song. Tonight can still be enough. The final note is fading. Don't leave before it's gone. We made a promise without fear, as if time would always wait. You held my hand and spoke so softly, like love could choose our fate. But life kept moving past us, and we lost the road we knew. Still part of me remembers the way I once believed in you. The promise we left unfinished to go backward, not as a way to start again. It was real when we believed it. It was ours for a little while. The promise we left unfinished still lives inside my smile. I used to wonder if you carried that same moment through the years, if the words we never completed still returned when you were near. But I no longer need an answer or a sign from long ago. Some promises become a memory when the heart is ready to let go. I can honor what we meant without waiting where it ends. What we could not build together still became part of who I am. The promise we left unfinished no longer keeps me still. I can love the dream we once had without asking time to bend. It was true when we believed it, and that truth is enough for me. The promise we left unfinished can finally set me free. I won't finish it without you. I'll simply let it rest. We keep standing at the ending, but neither heart will walk away. You say love is still between us. I can hear it when you breathe, but every time I reach for you, you leave a little more of me. We have tried to mend the distance, tried to soften every scar. Still, the closer that we hold on, the less we know just who we are. I don't wanna lose you, but I'm losing myself this way. We keep asking love to answer what neither one of us can say. We're somewhere between goodbye and stay, too close to leave, too hurt to change. Still holding what we used to be, while something in us slips away. I still love you, that is true, but love alone can't make us whole. We're somewhere between goodbye and stay, with nowhere left for us to go. Every promise sounds familiar, every silence feels the same. We forgive, then fall together into old and waiting pain. There are nights I still believe we could find our way somehow. Then the morning brings the truth we keep refusing to allow. I don't want another ending, I don't want another lie, but staying where we cannot heal is another kind of goodbye. We're somewhere between goodbye and stay, too close to leave, too hurt to change, still holding what we used to be, while something in us slips away. I still love you, that is true, but love alone can't make us whole. We're somewhere between goodbye and stay, with nowhere left for us to go. Maybe loving you means leaving before tenderness turns cold. Maybe letting go with kindness is the bravest way to hold. Everything we gave each other, everything that made us real, I would rather lose tomorrow than forget the way we feel. We were somewhere between goodbye and stay, afraid to choose, afraid to change. But I can't keep my heart suspended in a love that cannot breathe. I still love you, that is true, and that may always leave a trace. But tonight I'm choosing goodbye, so we can leave with love and grace. Don't ask me not to go, don't promise we can change. We have lived too long, somewhere between goodbye and stay. A stranger sang about goodbye, and every word felt close to mine. The way he spoke of losing love brought back another place in time. I heard your laughter in the courts, your silence underneath the line. How could a song I'd never known remember you so well tonight? I heard our love in another song, every right and every wrong. Someone else was singing, but the story felt like ours. I knew those words were not for me, a song, and for a moment you were not gone. The melody knew where we broke, the promises we could not keep. It held the truth I never said, and carried it so easily. I used to think our pain was ours, too private for the world to know. But hearts can share the same goodbye in ways we never show. Maybe sorrow has one language, maybe love has one refrain. What felt lonely in my heart was living in another name. I heard our love in another song, and this time I could sing alone. Not to bring the past back home, only to feel less alone. Someone else had known this ache, someone else had watched love change. I heard our love in another song, and finally let the ending play. The music faded softly, but the truth stayed with me. Our love was ours, and still somehow the whole world knew the melody. I knew the silence in your eyes, the words you never learned to say. I knew what made your courage rise, and what could make it fade away. You never had to hide from me. I heard the truth beneath your tone. Even now, after all these years, your heart still feels like something known. I still know your heart by memory, every shadow, every light, what you feared and what you needed, what kept you awake at night. I don't claim that heart belongs to me. I don't ask where you are now, but I still know your heart by memory. quiet ache you kept within. I knew when you were pulling close, and when you feared to let me in. Time has changed the lives we lead, but not the way I understood. Some people leave the story, yet remain inside the truth. Maybe knowing someone deeply doesn't mean they have to stay. Some love becomes a language the heart never gives away. I still know your heart by memory, not to call you back to me, only to remember gently who you trusted me to see. I can bless the life before you, I can love the road ahead, but I still know your heart by memory. Even in the words unsaid, we became two distant lives, but I still know your heart. We were one breath from a promise, one word from changing everything. We spoke of days we had not lived, as if they already belonged to us. You held my hopes without a doubt, and I believed that love was enough. But underneath the quiet plans, there were fears we never faced. We kept waiting for the perfect time, until time carried us away. No one lied and no one left with anger in their eyes. We simply let tomorrow come before we chose our lives. We almost called it forever, almost gave our hearts a name, almost crossed the final distance, almost stayed through every change. We were close enough to touch it, close enough to believe. We almost called it forever, but forever called us too late. I still remember how you looked when certainty began to fade. You tried to smile and hold me near, but I could feel the choice we made. There was love in every silence, there was truth in every tear. Yet love can stand beside two hearts and still not keep them near. I used to think one braver word could have changed the road we took. Now I know some endings start before we ever stop to look. We almost call it, close enough to believe. We almost called it forever, but forever called us too late. Taught me how a tender love can change a guarded heart. I won't turn our years to sorrow, I won't say they were in vain. What we could not carry forward still became a part of me. We almost called it forever, and for a while what we became. We never reached forever, but love remembers us the same. Don't say the final word just yet. Let the music speak instead. I can feel the distance now, even with your hand in mine. We have carried love this far, but we cannot carry time. There is nothing left to prove, no one here to take the blame. We were honest in our love, even if we could not stay. So don't promise me tomorrow, don't ask me to pretend. Just hold me through this final song and let it be the end. Give me one more slow dance before we turn away, not to change our hearts tonight, not to make you stay. Let me feel the love we had before it leaves our hands. We can't say forever now, but we can save this dance. Every step remembers us, every turn recalls your touch. There were days we gave too little, there were nights we gave too much. Still I would not trade the years or the way you changed my heart. Some loves are not meant to last, but they never fall apart. When the melody grows softer, I will know it's time to go. But until the final measure, hold me like you used to know. Give me one more slow dance because it has to end. Maybe leaving with compassion is the last gift we can give. So look at me without regret. Let the truth be soft and clear. I was yours for all that mattered, and I'm grateful you were here. Give me one more slow dance and let the whole world fade. Let our final memory be tender, not afraid. When the music disappears, I will finally understand. We could not say forever, but we saved our final dance. The last note falls between us. Your hand slips out of mine. No anger, no unfinished words, just love, leaving beautifully behind. I hear your patience in my voice, your kindness in the way I care. Though you left long ago, something of you is still there. I never meant to carry you into every love I start, but time took away the pain, not the shape you left upon my heart. Your memory wears my heart like it always knew the way. Not a wound I need to hide, just a part that chose to stay. I don't need you to return. I don't need another start. You are gone from my life, but your memory wears my heart. You taught me how to listen, how to stay when fear appeared. Even now, the love you gave still moves quietly through the years. I can love another day without erasing what we were. Healing never meant forgetting, it only made the memory softer. You are not the road ahead, not the one I'm waiting for, but something